be doing a vegan grocery haul, and on the floor I've literally got the biggest bags you've probably ever seen, and they're full of vegan delicious food. And some of these items I have never bought before and I just wanted to try out, because the grocery shops are always coming out with new vegan like alternatives, like new kinds of burgers, but vegan burgers. It's pretty cool, and I just love trying out new vegan food. So some items are like that, and some items I'm just like having like staples in my kitchen. And speaking of staples in my kitchen, recently I did a video about my vegan staples slash essentials, so I'm going to put it in the information card just up here, so you can go watch it to see what I buy regularly and stuff. Yeah, I just like having in my fridge and in my kitchen all the time. So I'm just going to jump straight into it because I have got a lot of food to show you. So I'm just, oh my goodness, this is actually hurting my knees because I'm just putting it on my lap. Okay, so the first thing that I bought were these peaches. They're actually nectarines, but you know, it's really confusing between like nectarines and peaches. I always call them the wrong way around. Anyway, these are nectarines, and there's just a pack of 4, and they're so good. Like, they ripen in your bowl. It literally says it here, it says ripen in the fruit bowl, and you like buy them really hard and then they get softer when they're in your fruit bowl, and they're just so juicy and they're so nice. I just love having them for a snack. And just to let you know, a lot of these ingredients, probably most of these things that I have bought, my mum will also use, because I live in a non-vegan household, so my family eat non-vegan meals. So practically, I don't know, like for example, 2 out of these 3 peppers my mum will probably use for her meals and my family's meals, and I'll probably use 1 in the week. So not all of these things are just going to be used by me, it's going to be used by my family as well, and I am in a family of 4 including myself. So that's just to put it in perspective a little bit. So yeah, I just love having peppers, just chop them up, put it in practically anything. Like, I kind of just like experiment with different fruits and vegetables and make different meals, like just kind of randomly put it all in a pot and hope for the best. That's kind of what I do like every day. So yeah, I just got these peppers, and I also got sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are so nice. Like, I so much prefer sweet potatoes compared to normal potatoes because they're just so much nicer, and I love making like loaded sweet potatoes. So I just put 1 in the oven. Normally they're bigger, I don't know what happened this week, but all of the sweet potatoes were tiny, and we normally get the loose ones, but because they were all small we said we might as well just get like a whole packet. And I also love making sweet potato chips, so I basically just get a sweet potato, chop it up thinly, put a little bit of oil on it, and then put it in the oven, and they're really, really tasty. Next up is this cabbage. Oh dear, I feel like everything's gonna fall in a minute out of this bag. So this is just a white cabbage, and my mum's gonna be making sauerkraut, which I'm so excited about because I love sauerkraut. It's basically fermented, really salty cabbage, like in a jar. And my mum's Russian, so she knows how to make traditional sauerkraut, and I probably will show you how to make traditional Russian sauerkraut in a later video, maybe near the end of this month, because I'm uploading a new video every single day this month, if you're wondering. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the sauerkraut because it's probably one of my favourite foods to eat. Next up is this pineapple, if I can get it out of the bag. This is a really small pineapple, like they're normally bigger than this, but yeah, pineapple's quite nice to have once in a while. One of these little things, like when the spikes just fell off. Yeah, pineapple's quite nice, apart from if it's too acidic, it really hurts my tongue. Does anyone else find that? Apparently, I don't know if it's actually true, but everyone's a little bit allergic to pineapple, but some people are more allergic to pineapple than other people. Please tell me if that's true. If there's any doctors watching this or something, please tell me if that's true, because it's very interesting. I'm very intrigued. I might actually just put this on the floor. I think it might be a little bit easier. I apologise if it's quite noisy and you can hear like everything rustling in the bag. Right, got some bananas. I have 2 bunches of bananas. Where's the second bunch? Right, oh, I found them, okay. Got 2 bunches of bananas. I already ate 2. Even though they're quite green and they're not ripe yet, apparently I've heard, I don't know if this is true as well, but having a few green bananas, like not properly green, just like this green, is really good for your gut health, I've heard. So sometimes I eat like bananas when they're like kind of slightly ripe, slightly not ripe. I kind of wait for the bananas to turn brown and spotty because they're so much sweeter and more delicious like that. But I was hungry in the car on the way home, so I decided to eat 2 bananas. Next up is carrots, and they're kind of a little bit funny looking this week because they normally kind of glisten in the light, which is kind of worrying. But this week they kind of look like real carrots. They just look like they've come from the ground this week, which is good, but yeah, they just look a bit different, and we just normally get like a whole handful of carrots. You don't really count them, just put them in a bag and buy them, obviously. Oh dear. Next up is some British strawberries because I think they're in season right now, and also it's summer, and strawberries in summer are just the perfect thing to do. Yeah, these are just normal strawberries. They were £2. We were running out of kidney beans, so I just got some dried kidney beans to top up our little container of kidney beans, because what I've recently been doing is I soak like a whole, maybe more than a handful, about 2-3 handfuls of dried kidney beans. I soak them overnight and then I cook a whole batch of them, and then I just put it in the fridge for the week, and then whenever I want beans or chickpeas I can just get them out of the fridge instead of having to plan the meal ahead of time if I wanted beans in my meal. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's probably why I ran out quite quickly this time. But yeah, just some nice dried kidney beans. Now, this is new, and as I mentioned before, I love trying out new things in the shop, and this is something new to Tesco. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned, we shop at Tesco, by the way. And this is a cocoa and hazelnut butter with coconut and honey. I'm one of those vegans who sometimes eats honey. I don't consume it regularly at all, but this is much healthier than Nutella. I obviously don't eat Nutella because it has milk in it, but I really do miss Nutella, not gonna lie. So I think this is a really great alternative, and this has no palm oil, as it says right in the corner. I don't know if it's actually focusing. I don't think it is. Yeah, it looks really nice and delicious, and also it says no refined sugar, which is good because I don't want refined sugar. And yeah, I haven't got much to say about that. I'm just pretty excited to have kind of Nutella on toast because I haven't had it for over a year now, so yeah. I also got these Brazil nuts. I love having Brazil nuts, and as I mentioned in my vegan essentials / staples video, as I said before, it's in the information card up there. I love having Brazil nuts, and these are fair trade and organic because these are the same price as the regular Brazil nuts. So I thought I would buy the organic ones, and yeah, just go watch the other video because I explain more about Brazil nuts if you're interested in why they're so good for you. So yeah, I just got those. Does anyone else really love olives? Because I swear, like, I have an addiction to olives. They're so good. And we just get one in the jar, and it just has like this brine in it, and they are vegan, like most olives are. But I was watching this YouTube video and this lady accidentally ate olives that were in a fish sauce, and she was vegan. So yeah, she did that by accident because they were living in Spain at the time. So you just need to watch out for that, because some olives in a jar or a tin have like a fishy like brine, which is really weird. I mean, they taste amazing without fish in it, so I don't see why they need to put fish in it. But yeah, just watch out for that. This is the company that I personally get, which is called Crespo, and they're pitted black olives in brine. I also love green olives, but black olives are good too. I've just got some loose things at the bottom of the bag, which is a kiwi. We only got one because my mum's, oh, it got a little dent in it. My mum's planning on making a really delicious fruit salad, so she just needed one kiwi, and also an onion because we were running out of onions, so just got an onion. Oh my goodness, this bread is honestly the best thing ever. If you go to Tesco where there's a bakery, because our local Tesco has a bakery, this bread, oh my goodness, it is the Trio of Olive Bloomer, and it is vegan because I went on the Tesco website and saw the ingredients. Just make sure of that because there's a really delicious one with cranberries and cashews, and I ate that for such a long time without realising it wasn't vegan. Like, I was shocked when I found out because I mean, it's bread, and bread normally doesn't have milk in it. Sometimes it does, so I should have checked, but I didn't. So I've learnt my mistake now, and this one is vegan. If you don't believe me, go on the website yourself, but it's delicious, and I had that whole section in the cart because, as I said before, I was starving. I still haven't had lunch. I just had 2 bananas and a bit of this bread. The last 2 things in this bag is tofu, and this is the firm tofu, the original one, and coconut oil as well. So tofu is just made of soybeans, if you're wondering, and it's kind of a replacement for meat. It doesn't taste like meat, it doesn't feel like meat, but you can put it in dishes and it kind of gives it a meatier texture. And it doesn't taste of anything, so you can add like loads of flavorings. I think I might do a recipe video with some tofu because I used to hate tofu, but I found an amazing recipe and I really want to share it with you guys. So the last thing in this bag, as I said before, is organic virgin coconut oil, and this is just a Tesco kind because it's just the cheapest one. It literally, coconut oil goes up to like £9 and this was £3. So we found out recently that olive oil, because we've been using olive oil for so many years, doesn't have a very high cooking temperature, so it means that it releases toxins when it reaches a certain temperature. However, coconut oil has a very high temperature when you cook with it. So yeah, that's why we bought coconut oil. This is the last bag, and this is the heaviest bag as well, and there is a reason for that, and I can see straight away why this is the heaviest bag. And that reason is because of these dates. It's a box of 800 grams of dates, and my family eat this in a week. It's actually mostly me and my mum who eat it because we love dates. They're so caramelly and juicy, not juicy, ew. They're like just chewy all at the same time, and soft as well. These are really soft dates. Yeah, I just love eating a few of them, as I mentioned in my vegan essentials / staples video. And if you can't tell, I'm really trying to get you to watch it, and if you have watched it, comment it down below and I'll reply to your comment if you have watched that video. The next thing in this bag is this 3-grain bread, and it's rye, oats and barley. And this is another thing I've never tried. I've tried rye bread, but I've never tried this company. And this company is, actually I can't pronounce it. I don't know. Oh, there it is, it focused. That one. And yeah, it's organic and wheat free, and I'm always trying to look for organic products these days because I think it's just better to look for organic products and buy organic products, and this is one of them. And yeah, I just love bread, and this is very healthy bread. So yeah, next up is apples. I don't need to explain what apples are because I'm pretty sure you know what they are, so I'm just going to move on swiftly to broccoli. It's a very small bit of broccoli. I just love adding this to practically anything, to be honest. I just steam it. I always steam my vegetables. I never boil it because all the nutrients gets lost in the water. So yeah, I just use the water that I steam my vegetables in the dish most days. So I use all the nutrients that are from the vegetables. Yeah, I got quite a few tomatoes. I probably got around 7 or 8. I kind of just eat them as a snack. I don't really use them in cooking. I use tin tomatoes because I just find it easier. But yeah, I just love having them as a snack. I also love having grapes as a snack. I kind of prefer red grapes over green grapes, but most of my family prefer green grapes, so that's why we got green grapes. What am I even saying? Green grapes. Yeah, and snacky food. After a while of talking about the food, it's kind of hard to think of stuff to say about it. That's why I'm kind of going faster now. I next got a squash, a butternut squash. It's quite big, isn't it? This one originates from South Africa. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that. I'm just gonna roast it in the oven, just chop it up. It's really difficult to actually chop up squashes. I literally feel like I'm gonna cut myself on accident every time I get a squash because they're so difficult to cut. Like, the skin is so hard and then you've got to peel the skin off and it's just so difficult. But it tastes good and I feel like it is worth it because they're really, really good for you. And it says here, they're rich and smooth with a subtle sweetness. I wonder who just sits there thinking, oh, what is the texture and taste of this? I mean, it's so hard to explain what food tastes like, isn't it? It just, like, squash just tastes of squash. How can you explain that? Thankfully, there are only a few items left in this bag. I'm so glad because I've been here for 25 minutes so far. I'm obviously going to edit it down, but 25 minutes is quite a lot of time. And the next thing that I have is the portobello mushrooms, and me and my mum want to make some kind of beef mushrooms. So you kind of marinate these mushrooms and then put them in a sandwich, and they're meant to taste like beef. They probably won't, but I mean, mushrooms are quite a meaty texture. So yeah, I'm excited for that because I've never tried that recipe before. And we got the recipe from Bonnie Rebecca. If you're wondering, I'm going to put her link in the description if you want to go watch it. Soya milk is one of my essentials. I always have to have it in my fridge. It's just so creamy and it's a great substitute for normal milk. I think it's the best substitute out there. Kale is also one of my staples because it's very high in vitamin A and C, which is good for your eyes. I personally like steaming it. It says on the packet you can steam or saute it. You can also put it in the oven to make kale chips, but I personally love steaming it and then putting like a curry sauce on the top. That's pretty good. This is the last item in this haul that I am trying for the very first time, which is agave nectar. And this is actually a substitute, like a vegan substitute for honey. But as I mentioned before, I eat honey sometimes, so I don't really need the substitute, but my mum really wanted to try it, and of course I was happy to try it as well because, I don't know, like agave nectar comes from a plant and honey comes from the bees. So yeah, sweet chili hummus is so good. If you haven't tried it already, just try it. It's not spicy at all. Okay, maybe there's a little hint, but honestly, like, I'm awful with spicy stuff. And this is amazing. Like, normal hummus, I can't eat a lot of it, but this taste isn't like overwhelming or anything. It's just really, really good. Like, I love dipping like cucumber, carrots, literally anything, and it just tastes amazing. I've got a lemon and 2 avocados, and I just realised the lemon is bigger than the avocados. Oh dear. I don't even know what this lemon is for. My mum got it, so this probably shouldn't be in my grocery haul. Anyway, these avocados are just delicious. They're not the most creamiest ones, but they're avocados and they're great. I just love mashing them up and adding nutritional yeast to them, and I feel like that's the best thing to do with avocados, personally. These are some cherries that were at the bottom of the bag, and you know how much was on top of that bag, and this was at the bottom. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, some nice cherries. There are literally about 5 in here. I don't know. I like cherries, but come on. That's awful. Absolutely awful. Last 2 things. Woohoo. Here are some 4 vegetable quarter pounders. These are the best things ever when it comes to like vegan substitutes in the freezer aisle in Tesco's. These are really good, and they're vegan as well, as it says right there. Yeah, and it's a new recipe, even though I tried these like last year, and they literally, I swear they have the same ingredients. Oh well, they're good anyway. You just put them in the oven and they're like, I think they're like, what are they called? Fish cakes, that's it. They're like fish cakes, so if you like them, you'll like these. Last thing, this makes me so happy because this was such a long grocery haul. This was probably about a 40-minute grocery haul. The last thing is orange juice. Me and my family love drinking orange juice, and we don't have like a juice maker, so we can't make fresh orange juice. Well, actually we could. We could just squeeze oranges, I suppose, but it would be quite hard to. We just get the Tropicana brand, and this is the family pack, so it's literally bigger than my face. And we just get the one with juicy bits, and it says on here it's 100% pure squeezed fruit, which is good for you, right? And at the back it says it has vitamin C, potassium, and vitamin B9. So yeah, I just love it. It tastes so good. I just have like a glass a day and that's it. It tastes really good. So those are all of the things that I bought in this grocery haul. I know this video was probably very long because it definitely took me ages to film, and ages to go shopping. It literally took us about 2-3 hours to go shopping. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy it, and to see what I buy every week. Sometimes I don't buy some things, sometimes I do buy some things. Anyway, yeah, so see you in the next video. Bye!